stars new, new hands, new throat, new living tissue. You and this new purpose, lifetime achievement award. Don't be nervous, baby. Put a billion eyes back on. Be ready to stay. You're a natural, babe. You are dead. You are dead. That's being revised. Even as we speak, we're synthesizing blood and organs, synthesizing heart and soul. You're dead. Won't she be surprised when we get your heart to start tomorrow? When you see the charge tomorrow, you'll be number one. Due to my strong personal convictions, I wish to stress that this record in no way endorses a belief in the occult. Due to my strong personal convictions, I wish to stress that this record in no way endorses a belief in the occult. Due to my strong personal convictions, I wish to stress that this record in no way endorses a belief in the occult.
There I am. Hello. What's going on, men? Men and boys. Whatever. Bame difference. What's going on? How y'all been? Because let me tell you, I have been doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. Give me a second, guys. Stretch your yawn, because I woke up 2 hours ago. I love being nocturnal. Anyway. Anyway. So. Plan today is Ghost Trick. That is the plan for today. I've made sure of that by planning this yesterday. Right, yeah, I know what I'm doing. As per usual, right? Yeah. Oh, God. I'm waiting for my brain to kick into stream mode. You know how it is. Hold on, I need to add to my notes because that's funny. Sorry. I had a funny note. I had a funny for ideas. I had an idea for funnies, so I had to write that down in the notes. Oh my god. So, just so you're all aware, I'm probably going to be playing more One Piece Odyssey on Friday. Because it is in fact the only thing going through my mind right now. As we near Gear 5. You know, just thought I should let y'all know. That will also probably, you know, be permeating the thoughts for a while. As if, you know, it hasn't for a while. But as we near Gear 5, just, you know. You know, a bit of a warning, if you will. You know what I mean? A little bit of a warning. Oh, dear God. I'm stretching big. Okay. Hold on. I need to look at something real quick. Hold on. I got this. Damn. I gotta do that tomorrow. Anyway. It's fine. I just had to look at something real quick. Something I gotta do tomorrow. Anyhoozle. We're at, what? Chapter 13? Out of, again, like, 15 chapters. So... No, there's 17 chapters, sorry. So we might end up actually finishing this game today. Uh-oh. That's not good. Well, it's good because we're finishing the game, but like, uh-oh. Means I have to find a new game to pad out time in between One Piece Odyssey. You know what I mean? Uh-oh. Guys, we might be running into a bit of a problem. It's fine. It's fine. I will find something. I'll find something. Okay. Let's just get Ghost Trick going and not worry about that. Uh-oh. Anyway. If I remembered right, we're on chapter 14. Possibly. Maybe. I'd have to check. You know? Where's that sticky note? Hold on. There's another sticky note that I need to... There we go. This one needs to be on top. I'm doing things, you know? I have plans, and I plan on accomplishing them. Alright. Yep, chapter 14. Alright, bitches. Alright. Let me get into use brain mode. Alright. Temsick Park, the site of the little lady Camilla's abduction tonight, and the place where an important piece of evidence, the music box, was hidden. Wonder why our lady detective is looking so dejected. At least she isn't dead, but what did she find? So now I can reach the other side of the park. Huh? What's he doing here? He's just singing. Also, I didn't point it out before, his nose looks like bread more than chicken. I know it's supposed to look like chicken, but he looks like bread. A little late? It's already ice cold. There are several things I can do here. Ha! Got it. Hey. Oh, you're here, Sissel. From your dejected expression, I gather you didn't find what you were looking for. Right, I can't find the music box anywhere. But I found something instead. Something horrible. Horrible? What is it? There in the grass. You'd better see for yourself. Dead. Dead person. Looks like a dead body. Nearly died when I saw it. I suppose now that we've found it, we can't just leave it here, can we? Nope, suppose not. Alright, little whoever the fuck. Oh, it's you. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Protect the park, the rocks of the gods. You there. You're talking to me, aren't you? I have some leaflets for you. Leaflets I know you'll be very interested in. I urge you to pursue it thoroughly and examine it in detail. Never mind right now. Do you remember your name? My name? My name? What does that matter? There's something more important to worry about. Okay, come down and study these tracks with me, my brother. Come with me and learn about the rocks of the gods. The night maybe is no longer young. As a matter of fact, daybreak is approaching, but we are young. Looks like I don't have time to get involved in your life. I am interested in your way of death, though. So let's go back to the 4 minutes before your death. I kind of just don't want to hear them talk. You know, that's kind of the point. You still don't appear to understand. It's written clearly on the 4th leaflet in great detail. Excuse me, but I gotta use the restroom. Located the target, beauty. Girl of the right age, coming out of the right apartment, the right building at the right time. Yes, dear, I'll ever so gently nab her and come right back to your side. Good evening, young lady. Won't you come with me? Oh gods, what do I do? What should I do? I have to do something. Whoa! What the fuck just happened? That's Mino. Mino? Mino the mascot, the symbol of Temsic Park. What about the name? The way they changed direction, did you see that? Yes, I did. We witnessed it with our own eyes. The power of the rock of gods of the rock. Whatever the fuck. It was the power of the gods. The power of the gods saved that little girl. And at the same time, deliberately crushed you instead? Yes, precisely. It's called the mischief of the gods. Was it a ghost trick? Couldn't have been a ghost trick. No ghost trick could change the direction of something that heavy midair. Wait a minute. What if there's somebody with greater powers than me? Okay. There's another flame beside mine. It's the flame of a god, isn't it? But hold on. Your spirit is a flame too, isn't it? Yeah, so? Pardon me, but are you a god? I sincerely doubt it. The last minute, the big lump of concrete made the huge swing to one side. Probably that flame's doing. Who could it be? I definitely believe it's either a god or something god-related. What the? This person with much greater power than me, it's you? Hey! Missile! Look at him, look at the baby boy. Sissel! It's Missile! You look well for being dead. Did you see what I did? I did it, I really did it! I saved Miss Camilla! You telling me it was done by a puppy dog? Missile, what's going on? How did you get powers of the dead? I'm glad you asked. After Miss Camilla went out and you left... Oh, did he kill himself on accident? I worked like crazy to make my own path, and I did. And I followed Miss Camilla out into the big wide world. And then at this park is where I found her. And you guessed it, I barked. You bet I did. And when I went running after her, too. Oh. Missile. And then I guess I died. I was unconscious for a little while. When I came to, it was all over. Poor Miss Camilla, crushed under that big, scary lump. What have I done? I'm sorry, little lady. Please forgive me. Miss Camilla! I had to rescue Miss Camilla. It was up to me. I cried out from the depths of my heart, and then... I can't tell you how surprised I was, but I bet you understand, right? Better than probably anybody else could. And then I remembered what you did for me and how you saved me. So, you went back, right? To 4 minutes before the little lady's death? You bet I did! But if Missile has ghost tricks, then we can't save Missile, can we? Now's my chance, I thought. I saw a core. I don't know, it looks pretty far. I stretched out my paw towards the core and I felt it at that moment. I'd love for you to be able to feel it too. Go ahead, Sissel, try it for yourself. I can't believe it. How could you connect over such a great distance? Well, you don't call me Missile for nothing. And then I guess you manipulated that minnow thing right on top of my head. Well, no, actually. Huh? I can't manipulate things like you can, Sissel. Then how did you... I didn't know what to do. I just happened to see something out of the corner of my eye. And it had a core too. The single leaf hanging from a tree. I tried reaching out to the leaf. What in the fuck? I can't manipulate things, but apparently I can swap them. As long as the two things have the same shape, that is. Swap things with the same shape? Go ahead and try it. Press swap. That's incredible. That's how you saved your mistress. And that's how I became caught up in all this, isn't it? I'm very sorry. My powers were too meager. Meager? Because you see, I saw one more. I happened to notice one more core with something with the exact same shade of the tree and the branches. You're right. If Minnow could be swapped again like that, then a disaster wouldn't have rained down on my head. But what's that thing? Too big to be a leaf? Whatever it is, I'd much prefer it on my head. Why didn't you swap it? I couldn't. I can stretch my paw out a little further than you can, Sissel. It was just too far. I couldn't reach it. I must admit it's a fascinating spectacle of death, do I say so myself. I kept trying to reach over, see if there was anything I could do. Bet there's something you can do now. We work together, you and me. Sissel, you think so? I don't plan on letting anybody die in front of me tonight. Do you think you could help me? Of course! Naturally! So we're working together to drop that minnow thing in a different spot. Okay, let's try it. Let's go back again 4 minutes before. Alright, let's get started. 4 minutes from now, you'll swap Minnow with that leaf. And then you have to swap Minnow with something else. Something with the same shape. I believe it's a rugby ball. Okay, rugby ball, huh? It's a football, but whatever. I guess this is British English. But with the football where it is, Missile can't reach it. So that means I have to move it closer somehow. Looks like you and I will have to work together on that one, Missile. Okay, I'm ready. Whenever you want to use my swap trick, just press V. That way you'll be able to control me. And if you press V, control will come back to me. Okay, let's try it. Together we can stop Minnow from hurting anybody. Alright, Missile. Your powers are key this time. Okay, I'm ready. I can swap anything that has the same shape. Just call on me, and if you find anything you want to try. Probably best to try a bunch of things and see how it goes. And if I see something I could swap, we should use V. Would you look at that? Sure, a lot of round things here. That means it's time for me. Oh boy. My hair is also round. Let's see, to use Missile's powers, just tap V. See what happens. Here comes that man, fast enough to scare a quick little doggy like me. The rugby ball's still in the tree. Behold the recklessness of youth. Yeah, recklessness of years is causing us so much trouble. No one can stop the recklessness of youth. Well, if we can't stop it, then I guess we're gonna have to make it work. But he comes running too fast. We won't have time to get ready. Look, it's the funny flattened ball. The same shape as that horrible minnow, but it's still too far to swap from here. Even the ball is starting to look horrible to me. Find a way to get the ball closer. Knock from the tree, I say. There must be something we can do. Didn't see this coming. But you know the first thing about the globe climber? Huh? Even the little children that treat it with the respect it deserves. Then when you spin it gently, unless you spin it gently, there's no stopping it. Yeah, it does look dangerous. Looks like I'm destined to fly through the air for a while. This might just buy some time. Maybe he'll keep spinning around like this for 4 more minutes. I'm sorry, but I don't think I could stand it for that long. Don't stop him from running for a little while. See what we can do while we have the chance. That was close. If it hit the ball, we could have knocked it down. What else umbrella can be used for? Knocking a rugby ball down? Don't forget about my powers. And don't forget about my recklessness of youth. Shit. I've swapped things, but not enough. Did you see that? Did you see the seesaw? Yeah, I guess the tire's too heavy to get much height. It launched me into the air. Tire does quite a bit of weight to it. No matter how heavy it is, I can still swap it. Weight isn't a factor when it comes to... Ah! We can't do anything until he's already on the spinny. Spin it faster and it gives us extra time. It will involve something with either getting them to jump and hit the umbrella on the seesaw, and the umbrella knocking this somewhere a little bit closer, hopefully. This I'll need to close, or else it'll go into the dumpster, but then maybe it'll roll onto here, so we can just swap right next to. Either way, we're too far, but... Press the swap button. There. Too heavy. Seesaw won't budge. Is the swap? I guess the little ball's about all the weight it can handle. Here you come already. I swore to myself not to repeat my mistakes. Mistakes? When somebody's in trouble, you lend them a hand. Otherwise, you'll definitely regret it. Now the recklessness of youth has taken over, giving me lightning fast speed. The answer is always the spoon. True. I've been thinking, if we could stop the man from running, maybe he wouldn't get squished. Stop him, huh? I'm working on it. But I can't reach all the way over there. But I can get missile into the football. Here we go. Can't get all the way back over there. So that just doesn't stop it. Okay. Not the one I was going for. There we go. Maybe the dumpster lid doesn't matter? Shit. I needed the baseball, the frickin' basketball there. I need to put the basketball there, not the tire. Okay. Let's keep playing around with this. So the tire doesn't stop the speed, which is certainly something, but the basketball needs to go on the seesaw. And I need to get up there, and I think do what I needed to do. Of still getting the umbrella out of the way. Because then by jumping on it, it'll launch and hopefully hit the, thing lower. But I do need Sissel down here to close the dumpster lid. So that's gonna be the pain of the matter. Either way, it's gonna end with Missile up at the top in the tree. And Sissel down here. Okay. He's in the ball. It's a cutscene, so it's not like I could swap it midair. Either way, this needs to happen a little bit later. Mostly because I need Sissel to be able to move. I need Sissel to be able to move. Alright, let's just see what happens. Shit. I so did not see that coming. I never thought the umbrella would catch the ball. The tree branch had shook a little. I think I saw it shake too. Only it shook a little more. It would take that horrible rugby ball. Okay, so we do need to put the tire there. Maybe Well, we managed to get the ball down. But now it's even further away. What do you think, Missile? If you ask me, I think all we can do is give an embarrassed smile. We better rethink this. Okay. I don't think they can launch a tire, though. And because I did think about what would happen once it hit the ground. So... Shit. If I put the tire there in the first place... What actually ends up happening? You know what I mean? Maybe they're able to launch the tire. I'm onto something, and I know I'm onto something. I know I'm onto something here. I can't be anything other than the basketball that gets thrown, because you can't throw a fucking tire. This is some bullshit, if you ask me. Uh. Okay. We're just gonna... Yeah, I know. Spring dog. And here he comes. Should I swap? I'll swap him now. Sure, why not? Sure. Why am I being so hesitant? I know how this plays out. Okay, he's in the ball. So I know I need to get this much done at the very least. Right? I feel like he needs to stay in the ball. Ah! Shit, he's doing things again. I was onto something though with the tire. So it needed to be open, not closed. Oh, I'm stupid. All right, Missile. I did it. I did it. How's that? My head has been spared. Surely it was a try worthy of the gods. We did it again, didn't we? Didn't we? Now nobody has to die. Except for one brave little somebody. Huh? I'm talking about you, Missile. Oh, me? I guess you're right, I'm still dead, aren't I? Let's go back and save your life. Wait a minute. What is it? Now that I think about it, I think I want to stay dead a little longer. What? When I was alive, I couldn't even help Miss Camilla when she was in trouble. I want to be able to protect Miss Camilla. And to do that, I need these powers I have now. I see. Perfectly understandable. Even I wish I had powers like that. Hey, we just saved you. Don't wish your life away already. Oh, of course, you're right. Okay, Missile, have it your way. By the way, Mr. Reckless Youth, there's a certain detective who needs that music box you found. When we get back to the present, could you give it to her? Certainly, you have my word. Let's go back then to the present. Oh, poor Missile. And so Camilla ended up in the hands of the kidnappers. We weren't able to change that part. Then listen to my story without saying anything. I'm sorry, I wish there was something else I could have done. No, you did the best you could. And she's all right, after all. After all, she has me! Missile? Are you in there? Miss Lynn! Leave Miss Camilla to me! I know I don't look like much right now, but I'm sure I can help her. Missile. Miss Lynn! Bye, Missile. I'm going to leave it up to Missile. Kinda looks like Missile has nothing being left but up to the wind. I have something to give you. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Aren't you forgetting your promise? Oh, pardon me, pardon me. My apologies, this is for you. Oh. You kept the music box safe, didn't you? Thank you. Not at all, I was only doing what the Rock of the Gods would have wanted. I don't like this. He's mesmerized by my beauty. Hey! Cat's not allowed to get your tongue. Excuse me, but are you? No, it couldn't be. Have we met before? Aren't you that little girl from that time? I'll never forget it. It was 10 years ago at this park. 10 years ago? Are you talking about... Here in the park, the gods surely control the fate. Today, 10 years from that day, we meet once again. If it isn't the power of the gods, what else is it? Apparently, you know our lady detective here. Could you tell us about what happened 10 years ago? Yes, of course. That's what I actually wanted to talk about. Before we get... How about, okay, hold on. I need to get more water, so before we get lured, the legendary Be Right Back has appeared. So I will be right back. I'll be here in a minute. I'll be back. So, before we get lore. Be right back. I don't hear shit from you about color theory. Anyway. Also, shut up. It works. It just doesn't stand out. So, shut up. Okay, I got my water. And I got snacks thrown at me. As one does. So. Now, I will be smacking too. Welcome. I'm trying not to chew into the mic. Because, like some people, I have class. Yeah. Okay. Alright. You bitches ready for the lore? Where's the Rock of the Gods you keep mentioning? You didn't know? It's right there in front of us. Missile. Wait a minute. You say gods. But do you mean dogs? Don't be silly. There's no time for ridiculous word game. Prepare to rock the gospel now. Take a good look at the monument. Monument? Rock of the Gods. Temsic Park. Rock of the Gods. The rock is buried in the ground right there. It's been there all these 10 years. Ever since the day it flew down past the heavens and showed us a miracle. A miracle? So this rock you've been talking about, is it a meteorite? Precisely. It dropped from the sky 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it. Me? That day, I just happened to be passing through this park. I had no idea that day would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and through the gloom, I heard a scream of a little girl. And the eek! Now just calm down and drop the weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. Again, I'm starting to believe that's me. Peeked out fearfully from the bushes and saw some shadowy figures. Like, it looks like me! It looks like me. I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly. But I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was thick and painful when I couldn't stand it, just when I couldn't stand it any longer. That's when it happened. The sky burned to bluish white. When it crashed into the ground, the meteorite gave off a shower of beautiful fragments. And then I saw it. One of those beautiful fragments. Pierced into the criminal's back. The judgment of the gods was brought down in the park that day. "10 years ago, the little girl that was saved by the Rock of the Gods. Can't believe it. The Rock of the Gods was given the name Temsic. And still today, it lies sleeping deep within the park's earth. I never knew about this Temsic. I always thought it was Detective Jode that was the one who saved me. You were very young then, and you passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you wouldn't remember. But that's funny. A huge incident like that should have caused quite a stir. Strange you never heard of it, Lynn. It is, isn't it? But now that I think about it, I remember that I didn't want to think about what happened. I avoided the news and never came back to the park. That's why I didn't know a thing about it. The meteorite was named Temsic after the name of the park that it fell in. And then the Rock of the Gods was forgotten. Now an awful thing is happening, and they're talking about turning the park into a housing site. I'll never forget the miracle I witnessed that day. And so I've given up my residence in this park, and I'm trying to appeal to the people, to protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. That's my mission. I see. Again, I really think that guy was me. I'm taking you with me, Missile. So 10 years ago, the little girl that was Lynn wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that, but Detective Jode, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Temsic thing. And if he knew, the man died. I took his life. What was that confession of his about? The Rock of the Gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives, like ripples in a pond when the pebble is dropped. Every answer I get, I learn a new mystery. Will I be able to break the chain of the mysteries before dawn? Anyway, now that we have the evidence we need, we decided to meet up again at the minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I wanted to ask Detective Jode. Again, I'm pretty sure that guy was me. I'm like, money on it. And the reason he has that gun is because it was my gun. You found the music box, Detective Jode? Good job, Lynn. I knew you would. Once everything has been resolved, I wanted you to give this to him. Him? You mean Inspector Cabanella, right? I don't suppose he'll ever forgive me. Detective Jode. Now then, let's get this thing open. There's a certain knack to doing it, you know. See? Calls that a knack, more like brute strength. There you are. You should find scorch marks on the grip. Scorch marks? When Camilla built her contraption, she used a special kind of string. The kind that magicians use. It burns up in an instant and disappears. Why would little Camilla use something like that? I don't know, maybe because she's the detective's daughter, not leaving any evidence behind and all that. In the case report, there was a mention of some scorch marks. When it happened, Camilla was watching from her hiding place. She saw the flame run to the gun, something she naturally didn't include in her design. I took the gun out of the frame and replaced it with the picture. If you remove the picture, you should find scorch marks behind it on the frame, too. And those marks should match up with the ones on the gun. In other words, it proves the contraption existed, that they're in that room that day. I know how to talk, I promise. And it didn't work the way that your little girl intended, is it right? Exactly, some cowardly culprit modified the design. But the angle was never brought up in court. And so, just as the Justice Minister, I must call off the execution at this point. I knew I was right. It wasn't Detective Jode. Now we can finally prove that. Thank goodness. Too many T's, yes. Thank you, Lynn. In those eyes of yours, I see the little girl from 10 years ago. Sissel, if you hadn't come to my cell tonight, I would be gone by now, without ever having known any of this. This is what I deserve. That's what I told myself the past 5 years. But things are different now. Thanks to you, my eyes have finally been opened. Tonight, I've come into contact with a lot of people's lives and got involved in their fates. And the only reason I'm doing so to regain my lost memory. But things are different now. We're connected to each other somehow, and I just know it. And that's why I need to ask you a few more questions in order to find out the truth about us. Fair enough. Fire away. Sissel told me about it, Detective Jode. About the manipulator? Yes. And it looks like a manipulator really did a number on the minister, too. Ah! Please don't pick on the minister. If he dies again, I'm the one who has to save him. Sissel, do you think that's what happened to me, too? What are you talking about, Lynn? Don't tell me. You were manipulated, too. There was always a part of me that I just couldn't believe it. That the image of the one who shot me, But now that I see the possibility of a new explanation... But... who is it, and why did they do that? The contraption was a birthday surprise for Camilla's mother, wasn't it? That's right. Something's been bothering me about it. I feel like I know that device from somewhere. No surprise there. You lost your life once tonight because of that machine. Right, I knew it. See, Detective Jode? No, I'm afraid I don't see. I told Detective Jode about it. I told him about seeing the exact same contraption tonight in a completely different place. It's very strange indeed. A junkyard on the edge of town. Never even heard of the place. And what's more, I've never told a single soul about the contraption. You haven't? Old pigeon guy. Who in the fuck is he? Detective Jode, you must have heard the name before. Temsik? The meteorite that fell at the park 10 years ago? You were there? So you found out about that, did you? I heard the meteorite saved Lynn's life. That's right. Couldn't do anything to help Lynn that day. But in that case, I don't get it. If it's true, doesn't it mean you didn't steal somebody's life away? What are you talking about? Detective Jode, you told me that 10 years ago the person you killed, the person you killed, the perpetrator in the park, was you. But it was the meteorite. I wasn't lying. I stole that man's life away, no question about it. It was entirely my fault. I was just about to shoot him. I would have shot him the next instant if the meteorite hadn't come. At that point, I was already a murderer. That's not true. You were trying to save me. Lynn, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's really it. Huh? On that day 10 years ago, a different incident happened in another place. Another place? Yes, the police headquarters interrogation room. The worst sort of incident. A suspect who was being questioned escaped. Wow, I didn't know that. I happened to be there in the detective vision, so I joined the chase. Fortunately, or so I guess, unfortunately, I was able to track him down alone in the park. Hold it right there. I fired a warning shot. I wanted to catch him. Bad. The warning shot made him panic. At that time, I was a young and green detective, brandishing my sense of justice like a sword. I made him panic and got you involved, Lynn. It was my fault. Detective Jode. All I could see was my target. I couldn't even see you. I'm so sorry, Lynn. The man who grabbed me died that day. These last 10 years, I've never forgotten his face. Even the few years after that, when my wife Alma died in such a mysterious way. I thought it was my fate for punishment of what I'd done. I painted pictures in my cell, nothing but portraits of people's faces. All the faces of the many people I'd met in my life and didn't want to forget. Yeah, so it was me in the park. I didn't die that day. And tonight, when I finished my last portrait, the final face I wanted to remember. Yeah, I was right! It was me! The final face. The face of the man in the park that day. Whoa, wait a minute! That can't be. I saw that painting. I saw the face you painted tonight. Yeah, bitch, that was me! That was my face! You telling me I was the man in the park? That's right. That face of yours is the face I saw 10 years ago. The face of a man whose life I stole. Of a man who was pronounced dead at the scene. Hold on, Detective Jode. That can't be true. We just met Cecil for the first time tonight. And he died right in front of me. By the way, the name that I know the man in the park that day by isn't Cecil. What? From the first minute I laid eyes on you, I've been wondering, who in the world is this guy? Mr. Minister? Inspector Cabanella, where are you? Just be quiet and listen. This is our demand. Whoa, what? Demand? Our demand hasn't changed. The execution must be tonight. Once we've confirmed that it's been carried out, we'll release the hostage. What are you talking about, Inspector Cabanela? And you know it wasn't my daughter that was abducted. Does it really matter who the hostage is? A life's a life. Even if it's the daughter of a death row prisoner. Once the criminal gets his punishment, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. What is it, Minister? You look paler than ever. What in the world? What is going on, Inspector Cabanela? That rock of the gods that fell from the sky that day twisted the fates of many people and started a chain of tragic events. And even now, the chain continues to grow. Inspector Cabanela's call provided that to us. And the greatest mystery has risen to the surface. Who is me? Who is this me that I've been chasing all night? Who am I? I'm even further from knowing than when I started. Yeah, again, so I was right, by the way. I was the man in the park. So I didn't die. "10 years ago, a man named Sissel took a little girl named Lynn hostage when she was and then was killed by a meteorite fragment. Tonight, a man named Sissel met a detective named Lynn at a junkyard at the edge of town and was then killed by a bullet. But the scene I find waiting for me on the other end of the phone line feels like a final nail in the coffin of my lost memory." What?! Am I a robot or some shit? Like, what the fuck is happening? Am I like some weird fucking robot? Like, what's going on here? I see myself. There you are, Commander Sith. Finally. "Sissel, where have you been, my good man? We've been looking everywhere for you. Had a little unfinished business to take care of. Didn't think it would take this long. What about your people? They sure went out of their way to mess me up. I believe we fulfilled one of our conditions on our little deal. What right do you have to complain about anything outside our bargain? We can call about that later when we get together. This will be our last communication by telephone. We'll arrive in 1 hour. I look forward to seeing you, Sissel." Dawn is approaching. The darkness surrounding my own mysteries are deep. But I know it's always darkest before the dawn. Just like, guys, we have a situation. We're finally nearing the final stages of our deal, my good man. Yes, sir, all preparations are complete, sir. We just had a report, sir. Lights have been spotted, sir. Have they now? By all means, let me have a look. Yes, we're very close. We will now disconnect from the communication cable and have no service until we arrive, sir. Very well. What the fuck? Huh? Nice try, Inspector Cabanela. But you could never stop me. See ya, sucker. So, That submarine guy and his people have a deal going with me, do they? If that's the case, they probably aren't the ones who killed me, right? Anyway, there's definitely something behind the inspector's death. I think I better talk to him. Hey, you think you can wake up for me? And I'll slap him around a little bit. Oh boy, still unconscious. Guess he hadn't been dead very long. I'll just go ahead and go back to 4 minutes before his death. I'm a little nervous about what I'll see here, though. But if that's where I'm gonna find my answers, I can't run away from it. Snack time. Hey! Go on, them. You're gonna get the punishment he deserves. The hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. That's a good boy. Gee, a hostage sure is a handy thing. It gives me complete control over the top police inspector in the country. What's the matter? All those broken bones smart a bit? What's it like to feel pain? Does it make you feel alive? Why are you doing this? Now, is there any kind of question for a top inspector to ask? It's obvious. Revenge, of course. Revenge on all the people who stole my life away 10 years ago. Don't be ridiculous. It was a meteorite that stole your life, or have you forgotten that? Wrong. I was murdered by all of you. Detective Jode, who chased me down and forced me into a corner, even though I was innocent. Lynn, the girl that was running where I was running. Lynn? She was just an innocent little girl playing in the park. If that brat hadn't been there, I wouldn't have thought of taking a hostage. That is the most self-centered garbage I've ever heard. And finally, you, Inspector Cabanela. Me? If you hadn't done what you did, I would have never pointed the gun at that kid. You were so proud of your spotless record. In my case, was one blot on it, wasn't it? Only two people know the real truth. Me and Detective Jode. I bet tonight's execution will be quite a relief for you, won't it? One of the people who know about the stain on your record will disappear for good. That's why you didn't help him escape from prison. That's the kind of guy you are. I got nothing to say to you. You'd never listen anyway. Ye gods. Now then, Inspector. Time to make a big red stain on that spotless white coat of yours. This was another condition of my deal. To wipe out everybody who knew about Temsic. Revenge? That's what I'm up to? None of this makes any sense! Hey man, mind telling me what's going on? Inspector Cabanela! My head's spinning, baby. Am I to understand that Cabanela character that just got shot is me? That's right. And you're supposed to be the scoundrel who just shot me. I guess so? But it couldn't be, could you? Huh? After all, the guy in the red suit just walked out the door, right? So, who are you? Just have to face it, I'm not that Sissel guy. I'm somebody who's searching for himself. That's why I'm here to save you. If At the very least, you have information about the guy in red, right? So you came on a rescue mission now, did you? Nothing like the sound of that, baby. Because there's a very important life here somewhere. A valuable one to this nation. Okay, do your thing, baby. I don't like this. Where am I even supposed to fucking start? Where am I supposed to even start? So are you a manipulator too? I have ghost trick powers of the dead. Yeah, but I can't control living creatures. Anywho, think you better be very careful. The guy in red is a manipulator. Naturally, he knows about powers like yours. You don't fucking say! No shit! What the fuck am I supposed to do? What the fuck am I supposed to do? If he sees me moving shit, he's gonna immediately know what's wrong. Seriously! What do I do? Go behind? Behind where? If he realizes you're here, things might get a little sticky. How many versions of me are dead tonight just kind of doing their own bullshit? So I did die. So, okay. I did die 10 years ago? So I did die 10 years ago. And I'm pissed off about it. Because my case... I was innocent. Cabanella knew I was innocent. And Jode knew I was innocent. But they kept trying to pin me for a crime. And because of that, I'm pissed off and have started a decade-long murder spree. Or I've spent a decade planning my revenge? Look at him. There's something emanating from his body. Is it really the sign of having special powers of the dead? No, wrong button. Top of the bookshelf is lined with books. This one's balanced so precariously, no wonder it doesn't fall off. How'd the old pigeon guy even reach it up here? Wonder if he makes the pigeon fetch it for him. Hold on. Shit. Oh, I can reach down here now. Okay, so this place still exists. No, it does not. This place does not exist anymore. Wonder if that was me. Look at this place. in the world happened here? I think I'm starting to remember. Something bad happened here, and now there's another death lying here. Another death? Didn't I tell you from the start? Didn't I say there was a very important life valuable to the nation here? I thought you were talking about you! I'm just a crazy character in a white coat, baby. The pigeon guy? Come to think of it, where's the fucking pigeon guy? Hey, excuse me. Are you awake? Of course. I never sleep during work hours. Professor, do you recognize me? There's only one crazy character in a white coat that I know of. He hasn't lost his memory? I'm not the type who likes losing things, but never mind that. Cabanella, this is quite the surprising guest you brought with you. Pretending like you didn't just blow up the place. Are you talking about me? Oh, this is a different guy, and I'm his guest, actually. Said he came here to rescue us. Unlike you, my sharp friend, he still hasn't gotten his memory back. Pitiful. Ouch! That hurts! Anyway, we'll be going back to 4 minutes before your death in order to change your fate, that is. Aren't we already past, man? Aren't we already in the past, man? But we can go even further. I've done it before. Still don't see a path to saving Inspector Cabanella, but if we go even further, maybe I'll find a lead. Yeehaw, I suppose. How many times do I have to tell you, Professor, this place is dangerous? Don't be daft. I can't leave now. Is he inspecting my body? He's completely dead. Just as I thought I'm getting a reading. Source of his powers. If I remove it... He's not dead, he's just not there. The true form of a manipulator isn't something that you can detect. It's a spirit. Ridiculous. So you figured it all out, huh? You're a clever man, Inspector Cabanella. So it really is true. I wasted a lot of time tonight because of you, Inspector. But it's all just like you said. I died 10 years ago. This body is just a vessel, a shell. I control everything. The shell, people, just like I controlled the Justice Minister and Lynn. So it is true. You were manipulating my baby that time. You made her shoot your shell. So, I'm not in the body? Why would you do that? What? To create conclusive evidence, you know, on that security tape. Now she's a murderer too. She'll suffer just like Joe did. Now then, Professor. I'm afraid it's time for you to die. I don't have any grudge against you, so I'm grateful. Oh yeah? So why don't you let me live then? I'll be leaving this country forever tonight, but before I do, I need to erase all the evidence that these powers of mine exist. Along with the contraption in this room. This time, The thing will work the way it was meant to, and it'll all be over. Cupid won't turn this time. He'll shoot his arrow right. He'll shoot his arrow this way, right? Professor, look out! Wacky time travel stuff? Dynamite, eh? When the devil did he put that there? He planned it all out tonight. Having my baby shoot him, having his corpse disappear. His corpse disappeared? I remember it not being there, but I thought they moved it. The medical examiner, remember him? He was a complete and utter imposter. He said he was going to take the corpse back to the lab, but he had already made a deal to give with the manipulator to give him back and to meet him and give him the body back. Guys, I think it's Ray. I think Ray was able to get back into my body. I think it was Ray. I think Ray didn't expect for me to exist. Like, Ray took over my body without me being fully fucking dead. And just started wreaking havoc based on my memories. Or something along those lines. Either way, I don't think he expected for me to exist. I think it's Ray. I think it's Ray. Legitimately. I've connected the dots. I've connected them. But I wasn't gonna let that happen, baby. You saw through their plan, huh? I noticed right away the medical examiner didn't know the first thing about examining a body. I knew he was a fake, so I tracked him down and bought him off. Bought him off? I had him smuggle the corpse to this room. I thought we could find the source of his powers. Of course, never in my wildest dreams did I think his abilities were the power of the dead. Anyway, there isn't much time. He's leaving the country before dawn. And I'm gonna follow him after I save the two of you. Something's been nagging at the back of my mind. I remember what Ray had said tonight. Spirits cease to exist when day breaks. If that's true, how could a spirit from 10 years ago still be here? Because it was a lie. He said you won't be able to exist. No time for thinking, baby. Action is the name of the game. Worky magic can take us back even further into the past. So I can't connect to myself. I have a feeling this underneath area is going to be useful. So I could probably reach that, but I don't think I want to move that. Ow. Hold up. That's blood. Hold on. My head's leaking. Hold on. Don't worry, not out of anything that's important. How the fuck did that happen? My head's leaking. My head's leaking blood. Tug too hard on your nose. No, it's not even my nose. It's not even my nose. If my nose was bleeding, you would have heard it. I would have been panicked a little bit more. No, I guess I did something. And I don't know, acne like on my forehead, decided, yep, I'm gonna bleed now. So it is. So I have to like sit here for like 3 minutes with pressure. Because, you know, platelets and shit. I know how biology works. Ow. Okay. So I can't exactly play this game one-handed. But I'm sure I can try. Rats. A tire. I'm completely dead. Well, just as I thought, I'm getting a reading. Put a piece of paper on the cut. I don't have any of that kind of paper. Believe it or not, I don't keep like tissues and shit at my desk. Not dead, just not there. Burnt. He rises! Nah. As a neck, go get you some. I have some in my room. They're just like other end. And, you know, I want to reach that. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Toothpick. I'm getting snack out of teeth. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Who? Help me. Where are you? Find me. Before I'm carried away. What's the frail sounding call for help? He's somewhere here. A friend of yours? Yep, a little guy that looks fragile but has the strength that'll surprise you. Or he's carried away, no less. Where is he? Oh, there he is! Sizzle! Here I am! Oh, hey! Missile! What are you doing here? You really have to ask? Seriously, are you really going there? No, that's okay, never mind. Anyway, I need your powers. Will you help me out? Of course! Here, let me come join you. Okay, here I am, Sissel. Now things will flow in a new direction! Even though the flow of the sewer is a little bit stinky. What can I swap with what? Do you remember how to use my powers? Yeah, you can swap things that have the same shape, right? Well, to be precise, I can swap things that look like they have the same shape. What's the difference? I was being carried away and falling into the river, I realized something. If you look at something from different angles, it looks different. Pretty good point for little doggy who came down in the sewage. Those squeaky guys are making some fuss about something. Sissel, my animal instincts are starting to surface. You mean you want to chase them? I think you have to be alive to do that. Some kind of rat feast with a trash can. Those things usually make a bigger commotion than that. Bigger commotion, huh? Now that's what I call some proper commotion. I'm making that trash can dance. Truth be told, I feel a bit like dancing myself now. It's getting harder and harder to hold my instincts back. What a dangerous bunch. Right. So I can't swap those. You like peppers? I mean, they're peppers, right? Okay, never mind. It's falling backwards. What do I do? The bird is the only one that dies. I figured it out! Sorry, little pigeon. As for you, Inspector, I have a little job for you. Can't move. I think I have 4 or 5 broken bones. I don't mind. I won't prevent you. It won't prevent me from manipulating you. Might make it hurt a little bit when I move you, though. Quite a bit, actually. Damn you. Can't believe it. You lot actually pulled it off. Sorry, Inspector Cabanella, I couldn't do anything to help you. There I am, a poor, broken heap of arms and legs. But no matter, I enjoyed the show. The magic disappearing act, that is. Nothing like it, baby. Yeah, except unlike a normal magic trick, I'm the one that managed to vanish without a trace. What's the matter? You look like you'd rather be dead. Not that you aren't. I was just remembering the fact that right about now, the real me is giving the poor Justice Minister a real fright. Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. That phone call? Yeah, he was pretty upset. Excuse me, mister! You really shouldn't be mean like that. What's with this lively little creature? Oh, this is the little doggy warrior that keeps Camilla safe. Or, he would be if he were actually full of life. Camilla. Gods in heaven, what a terrible thing. Poor little girl taken hostage. It's a cruel twist of fate indeed. Wait just a minute. Miss Camilla is a hostage? Yes, we're sorry, little warrior. Miss Camilla? A hostage? What's a hostage? Anyway, Inspector Cabanella, it's time to save your life now. But you couldn't get very far when you tried before, am I right? But this time it's different, right, Sissel? That's right. Us working together, it's a whole different situation. We'll save the Inspector in white, and then we'll rescue Camilla, okay? Okay, let's hurry up and get through this. Gee, kids, you're making me feel like an afterthought. I mean, a little bit, yeah, you are. Alright, let's get started. Inspector Cabanella is upstairs. Our first step is to get up there. So, I'll go first. I'll wait for you. Okay, lovely dove. We need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. It's got Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it. Thank you. There you are, Sissel! Sorry for the wait, Missile. 4 minutes from now, that inspector will be killed by a gun. You just jump in front of it and stop it from firing. Would you? You can just jump in front of it and stop it from firing, wouldn't you? There you go again with that stuff. Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you in some other way. Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Yep, same situation as mine. Your best bet this time around is to allow him to shoot and then save Cabanella without noticing. It's even worse. Anywho, jumping in and do something. All right, I'm ready to jump in, Sissel. Don't forget, whenever you want to use my powers, just tap V. Okay. So because of the longer reach, I now have access to the entire other half of the fucking room. Which is good. For me. I'm trying to remember what the hell actually happens. Okay. Oh my god, what the fuck? I need to get this water away from me. I should not be drinking an entire cup of water an hour. And not cup like the measuring cup, like a, you know what I mean? It's not that much. I mean, when you're doing nothing but chug, I mean, besides, again, it's not like a normal cup, it's like a full fucking water bottle. I couldn't tell you the ounceage or whatever the fuck, because I don't know if it's anywhere on the bottle. But, it's an entire water bottle. Like, not, again, the non-plastic varieties, so it holds a lot of fucking water. I'll probably look, hold on. Let's see if it says anything. More than 4 liters an hour? Yeah, that's when it gets dangerous. I'm not saying that it's dangerous amounts. Just that, you know, I've refilled this thing like 4 times already today. One of them being on stream. And now I'm like, you know. You know what I mean? Like, I should probably get that away from me, because I will just chug the whole thing. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit dicey. Just a little bit. Just a little bit dicey. Because I need to wait for the inspector to shoot. Right. Okay, I kind of have to wait for the, for this to get knocked down before I go anywhere. I need missile to move. Don't ask. Ah. Okay. So I did something. Not exactly sure what I did, but I did something. And now this thing is closer. So I can't reach the other end of the fucking room, but... Can I? Oh, he didn't notice. He didn't notice. Okay, okay, okay. What can I do from here? So now me and Missile can both move on this. Okay, but what am I gonna do with that? And now I'm at like the 3-second countdown. Oh. What the fuck just happened? I have a feeling I should stay close by. Would you look at that, right on the hook. Love knit hats, so warm and most of all soft. Now that I'm looking at it, the hat's in the same shade as the helmet you just knocked down. Thought so. The little man can't reach it. Shit. Shit. What? I found it! I don't think he noticed. Looks like you pulled off another magic disappearing act. Now I say again, I love knit hats. So warm and most of all soft. Did I do it right? You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life. I'll keep doing it too. Over and over! Yay! What I just saw in these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for. In all of our research, the past 10 years pales in comparison, right, Professor? So you two were working together? That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? We pursued it ourselves, just the two of us. I'm quite the crazy character myself, after all. Okay, let's hurry back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camilla. You're right, Missile. There's a certain guy I have to follow, too. After completing his revenge on Inspector Calbanella, the man in red left. And now a new story is about to unfold in a new present. How are you feeling, you old crazy character? Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. But I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but I've got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right, like I'm gonna believe that. So what, the guy in red's gone, huh? Just in case, I posted special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys came through for us. Damn it, you picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. Well, looks like both of their deaths were erased. Unfortunately, in the case of the Inspector in white, I can't call it a success. But in any case, these two have the information I need to start tracking down the manipulator. Better talk to him. If I knew things were gonna end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red by now. Might be able to erase deaths, but it's true I can't do much about injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yes, sorry, I suppose you're right. I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right there, within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. I guess he's talking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector. We still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him? Say you're right. It's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with your questions, Mr. Ghost. The guy that mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. What a fool. He's the one who made the decision to take that little girl hostage. He wouldn't have wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. What about when he said this? I was murdered by all of you. Detective Joad, who forced me into a corner. Lynn, the girl was playing in the park, and finally you, Inspector Calbanella. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. What happened? Yes, 10 years ago on that day, the Special Investigation Unit was working on a certainly big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then I did it. I made 2 very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it. Fine, fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course, but if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life live in hell. But I'd been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit. Just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on big cases with a newbie like me, but I wanted to impress them. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking his statement, but I was too green. I pushed him too hard and drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of it. Cabanella, got a minute? The chief wants to see you about your report. Got it. I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy now. And that's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun. How could you? Used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had the gun to point at Lynn in the first place. We first found out about a manipulator's existence during certain overseas communication. Overseas communication? For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on communications networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him, of course. We didn't know what he looked like at the time. In order to prove these powers of his, he gave them two predictions. He foresaw two completely preposterous, impossible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office. 2 inmates in special prison. We kept tabs on their communications and launched an investigation. And then finally we pinpointed where we're going to meet tonight and staked it out. That restaurant at the Chicken Kitchen. The manipulator plans on leaving this country tonight. On a submarine that belongs to another country in his deal. Submarine? We haven't been able to find out where it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think of what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands. Right. Highly unlikely they'd use him for peaceful purposes. And now they have that little girl as a hostage. Camilla. They have to stop him before he leaves this country. This spotless record of yours, is it really that important to you? Of course, baby. In some ways, it's more important to me than my life. Than your life, huh? After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on all the intel as head of the Special Investigation Unit. And because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigations into the manipulator's case. The manipulator's case? That's why you cared about your record so much? Of course, why else, baby? I just never could believe it. Detective Jode shooting Alma. I didn't care that he'd confessed. There was definitely something more to the story, something secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder, everything in my power. When I finally got the answers, it took 5 long years. The manipulator. He's going to prove that Jode is innocent. What incredible determination. One thing I don't understand, though. If you were so determined to help Detective Jode, why didn't you help him escape from prison? Easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. I wasn't about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself asked to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him to the Justice Minister, too. I needed to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby. So that's it, huh? There's one little unfortunate result of this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions. What a little misunderstanding. My baby will come around. Give it time. One more important thing to do with our time tonight. Mr. Superintendent, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know? I used to be part of the police. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. No signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse had suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse? I bet that's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity, too. The only way I can describe it, too, was an unusual corpse. He was dead, all right, no question about that. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered, but when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. Couldn't? What do you mean? The scalpel went in, and I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal the next instant. And that's how it went. No scarring or blood either. What the hell am I? And I never had the chance to solve the mystery, because the corpse had up and vanished. The morgue was well guarded, nobody could have stolen that body. But there's one way the corpse could have disappeared. And what's that? It got up, opened the door, and walked out on its own. What? He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even an explosion could kill him. Didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove. Yeah, I was wondering about that too. The corpse left behind some data from some testing I did. I got readings for some kind of radiation coming off that body. Radiation? I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what the cause of the radiation was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown. Wait a minute, could it be? That's right, it was coming from that meteorite fragment. I went to the park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell. And just as I suspected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. With the exact same pattern of radiation as that corpse. I can speak. At the time, I thought it was some kind of immortal being who would die only to come back to life. I wanted to research it all in depth, so I quit my job as the police medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn that the connection between my research and the manipulator case, thanks to the arrival of this crazy character. Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush? It was about a year ago, I'd say. This man in white came dancing into my research lab here. I heard there was an oddball who's researching Temsec. That you, baby? Who are you calling an oddball? I was investigating the manipulator case then. And that's when I heard that there was a man who'd quit the police and the police force to study the meteorite. When I heard that, it was a meteorite that had struck me on the head. At the time, we were just starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who he was yet, but we knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. In one of the communications, we heard the manipulator say this. The source of my power is not of this world. And that's when I put 2 and 2 together, baby. The manipulator case and the temp-stick were somehow connected. Which also explained how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise a little girl made for her mother. He added that gun to the contraption, most likely by controlling Camilla. Okay. So that contraption in the basement, you built that to try and help Detective Jode? That's right. Jode and I worked together back when I was in the force. I used the reports of his cases to try and recreate the device. There was just one part of it that I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried. Camilla told Jode it did something it shouldn't have and made an impossible move. I added that part to the device I recreated. But in a part that I put in a part that would allow the Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. So that must mean someone manipulated Camilla's attraction. Or contraption. Brain cut out the C. As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed. Inspector Cabanella? Hey, baby. Sorry about that phone call. Must have sounded like a real villain. Hate to spoil your image of me. That cool cat inspector you always looked up to. Is this really the image she had of him? Inspector Cabanella, I'm sorry. I just heard you were chasing after that man all this time to try and help find Detective Jode. This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved. That's why you had me arrested tonight. Like I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw him in the slammer. Yikes. Tonight. Really thought we finally had him. But my body gave out on me right at the critical moment. It's like a cruel joke. But a joke's a joke, so you might as well laugh. Jode! The minister called off the execution order. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jode go free until tomorrow morning, too. Pretty extreme while he was at it. Sorry it took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again. You've always been like that. Make everybody else run around and then you swoop in at the last second. Jode. 5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. I promise to give it back to you one day. Still in prison, scrubs. Been waiting so long, Detective Jode. Waiting for this day to come. Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. The present you gave me is just what I needed. Thank you. Glad you like it. Sissel, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me? Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is and the phone line doesn't work. We use communication cables to make our calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow, you'll see. Could you wait till we do, please? Okay, fine. I'm counting on you. This true self you're looking for. I'll bet you'll find it soon. Alright, I'm leaving Inspector Cabanella. It's almost done. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing the truth than ever. Now I don't feel so alone. Each one of us, for his or her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive the darkness away. But it's almost dawn. Nice. All right, boys. I think it's time to end. Although I'm surprised we only got through 2. We've been usually going like 4 to 5 a time. So I'm surprised we only got through 2, but you know how it is. So we're gonna go ahead and boink. There you go. See, I know how to press the socials button. You're welcome. Anyway. No. It's not even Friday yet, dude. It's not even Friday. I'm gonna go. And I'm probably going to work on those emotes that I've been needing to do. Probably, not definitely, but you know how it is. You know how it is. But, yeah. It's been fun. I'm surprised we only managed to get through 2 today. However, I think we only have, like, 2 left. Wallace and Gromit game. Look. Look. Watch trailer on stream. No, I'm good, actually. I'll maybe look into it. Alright? Anyway. But yeah. I'm probably gonna go work on those emotes that I owe you guys. And, yeah. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, night, and or afternoon. Don't really care what time it is as long as it's great, because you all deserve it. And I'll see you all on Friday. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-byes. Bye-byes. Bye, guys. Why you make it weird? I didn't do shit! Bye-bye. Bye-bye.